Hey everyone, it's Jason here for FireJumpers Inferno and also GeoFireFlow, which is kind of basically one and the same, except the GeoFireFlow is going to have a lot of extra editor tools for agencies and for understanding the fire dynamics, and it's going to be a whole other section. But today I'm going to just show a little bit of everything all at the same time. I've been working and I've been using ChatGPT and we've been creating magic. It's been great. So let's get right into it. So a lot of the map is kind of the same, except one of the things that I've added is the ability to kind of click and drag the map around, which is going to be really useful, especially when I move it over to mobile, which is one of the things that I'm looking to do. So yeah, so you can kind of click and drag. Also, the zooming is now zooming in towards the point. So wherever the point is, it's going to zoom into that area, which is kind of useful. Also, when you're zooming out, you'll notice that the camera kind of tilts a little bit more downwards each time. It just kind of makes it a little bit easier when you're trying to zoom out to then be able to move, or create different lines or get a better perspective. Anyway, so one of the things that I wanted to get into, but before I get into an actual version, I wanted to show this new fuel code manager. All right, so now this is what this is really the guts of how this whole model actually works. Now, this is the Rothermel's surface fire spread model used in the United States, and they have about 40 different fuel codes. This is 40 different types of pixels, or how they're going to burn, from grass 1, grass 2, grass 3. I mean, there's 9 different grasses. Then GS is grass and shrubs. And then we have shrubs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got a whole bunch. We got timber, and some logs and some blowdown, and then I've added a few of my own just to be able to differentiate roads from high density urban areas, medium and low. And then we have some of these other ones that are for snow, water, bare ground, things that don't burn. Yeah, so here you're going to be able to update the title. There's going to be a place, here it is, for the description as well. You can set the units and you be able to develop these graph types, and you're going to be able to update this and create your own set of fuel codes. This is very important. I wanted to be able to externalize this so that you could be from any type of country, you have your own way of doing things, but you wanted to create a model. So the way this model works is, and this is how I use the Rothermel's one, is that if you take a sample of 3 different points, you can create a curve and you can figure out the fire spread, because most of the fire spread based off of wind speed. So this is wind speed at the bottom here, and then this is rate of spread. And it's just mapping out some numbers, but then we interpret those numbers. We know that because they're imperial, this is going to be miles per hour, and then over on this one is going to be chains per hour, which is roughly about 20 feet per hour. Right, so now the idea here is that you can click and drag these points, and you can change the curve. And this curve information, when I sample at these 3 different places, I have a minimum, like even if there's no wind, it's still burning at 1, right? Um, Now, if I come and take a look, we have this. This is the actual real documentation on all of the fuels, what they look like. The description is where I'm going to start adding these parts again. Fuel load, but this is the graph. This is the part that's really interesting. So based off of wind speed at 5, we're looking at a rate of spread of 20, but it caps it off. This is very short grass. It never goes faster than 20. And if I take a look at the other ones, and this is also flame length. So when I take a look at this, I can change it to grass 2. I can take a look at this one, then I can change it to the flame length and take a look at the graphs here. And again, they're just sampling points, but it creates the curve. And this curve is what's matching with here, right? So this is how I was able to design it. And this also shows very low moisture, low, moderate, and high moisture. So this allows the user to be able to create 4 different versions from exactly high to very low moisture, and you're able to change that as well by changing here. So by changing here, now we're now looking at the orange line. You can see these ones are kind of faded, like smaller. You know you're not editing those ones. You can go to medium, you can go to high moisture, and you can again affect all of the things. So that is how you are able to change everything. You can come over here as well. If you don't want to use these and you just want to use the values, you can say, okay, 2.5 gives a 5 chain per hour. 5 chains give 20, maximum 20. Kind of used to that particular one. So yeah, and then this is the actual GIS code. So this is what we actually use when we're looking at the map. The map itself has, every little pixel has this particular code. And this is what I actually use. So even when I'm pulling data in from GIS places or whatever, and this is part of what I'm hoping to do, is that when you want to load your own special map and you have your own GIS codes, this is how you're going to be able to map it together. We also have this is, well, we're not going to get into that. So anyways, this is basically the guts, and you're going to be able to create your own set. You'll be able to save it to your computer, save it to the server, and even be able to share it with others. You know, this is going to be a great collaborative tool, so people are going to help build this even better by adding their content. So I'm excited to see that. Okay, so now let's move into some of the other dynamics, some of the fun parts here. We'll just grab, let's say, this area, and we're just going to load that. All right, so now here's an area, and we can catch it on fire. Oh, you know what? This is probably not such a good area. It's got a big river, but that's okay. All right, so I've created now the help here is not just icons. I get it. It was kind of confusing. Now there's actual words, so we can see. Start fire. Press 1. So I press 1, and it will create a small fire. And this is a scrubber for time. So I can come down here, and I can go forward and backwards in time, and I can see where the fire goes. Now for additional options, I can come over here. Oh, that's a little bit hard to see. Let's see. Let's bring it over here. Here we go. Simulation time. Hey, let's give it 144 hours. I think that's about 6 days. And you know what? Let's increase the ticks. You know, this is like game speed. Let's say about 400. All right. So now, if I were to click, it's going a little bit faster because of game speed. You can see it's going into nighttime. And oh yeah, can you see this new effect I've created? I couldn't believe ChatGPT helped me solve that in 1 hour, where I can actually highlight the pixels while keeping all the other ones dark because of the sun. So it really creates this really wonderful, you know, effect. Also, I've added the fire path. This is like the most prominent, influential, let's say, line of fire. So whichever the fire is moving the fastest and the most prominent is the path. And you can see it's a bit of a gradient as well. And that means is, you know, the more the brighter the white means that it moved a lot faster right there. Like everything, like it, you know, everything was really concentrated. So you get kind of a detail, like, okay, here there's a lot of these white paths. If we could break it off before it gets to this area, that would be ideal, right? So you're like, okay, well, how do I do this? So we take the scroll bar, we can go back in time. And if we wanted to, you know, stop the sun from going up and down, we can come over here, disconnect the sun. This makes it a little bit easier to go back in time. And we can see right there, right here, we have an issue. This is where the fire is actually getting through. So if we block that here, not that one, 6. There we go. Okay. Then Okay, so now if I start the fire again, now I've been able to stop it at that area, right? So now I mean, just that little fix, right, was able to do. Now, I mean, granted, in this example, it's pretty, I'm sure it's a lot more complicated than that. But if you're really wanting to create proper fuel lines and fire lines just to stop the fire from moving, oh wow, look at that! It went right through the river back part here. So that's interesting. So another place, another little critical spot that would be good to take care. You would be able to save all of that. So yeah, so this is how this now works, right? For a kind of quick fire spread, which is great. All right, so now there's regular fire mode, which is still the same, and I'm going to add everything together, but right now, for the sake of this is okay. You know what, I'm gonna put a fire here, a little bit more grassy, and then I can put it for maybe 3 hours. All right, so now the way the units work, they are now more automated. They don't just you don't have to control them individually anymore. So what I mean by that is, let's add an engine here. All right, and what we're going to do is we're going to create a line from here to the fire. Okay, so this is a road, and we get these little cubes, and the line itself is very dynamic. It detects the pixels and important pixels underneath the line, and if it's within range, it will create these little cubes, and these cubes are how you direct your units. So you can toggle these from on, like this, or double on, and I'll explain what that means. But for now, we just toggle it, and they're just going to come, and it's going to come over here, log into this, and now it's actually starting to fill with water. And then once it's full with water, you can now toggle on the fire, and now the unit now knows what to do, right? So this way, I can have multiple units all working together, and I know that they're going to do the job that they're doing, and and I don't have to worry about them as much. Now I did add here, it looks like all that fire is going to be done. Yeah, there's no more fire. It ran out before it came. So you know what? This is a good way to then introduce the next line. So let's create a new line here. All right, but we're going to change this to be off-road because the black line only works for units that can follow these black pixels. But if you want to have, let's say, a brush truck, the brush truck will favor going down these lines here. So let's come over here and get a few of them. All right. All right, so now these brush trucks are going to find their way. Still a few. Oh yeah, they are going through, but they're moving through kind of a thick pixel here, so it's taking a while for them to get across. Probably by the time they get to this, they're gonna already need to turn around, but that's okay. Probably if I built a better road. But you can see anyways that these guys can move along brush trucks. And then let's say I can create another line and say, okay, this is for the off-roaders, but this is for cut lines, for people, hand crews with chainsaws. Then you have the dozer line. So here I can come right, and I can pick a dozer, and the dozer is now going to move towards it and increase the game speed time here. So the dozer is going to come around and it's going to find this dozer line and it's going to start cutting. So the moment it gets over there, actually I think it's already starting to cut. Still needs a few tweaks to make this work. But yeah, overall this is how these guys are working. And it's a lot easier to keep and maintain these guys to do the work without having to. I don't think we need these engines anymore. We'll just delete them and just keep the brush trucks. Right, so they're going to go back and forth, and they're just this just kind of makes things a lot easier as a player, where you don't have to micromanage going back and forth. So that is huge. And we're able to also delete certain lines. Let's say, okay, let's create a fake line over here. I'm going to fix that. By clicking the N, you can change it from dozer line. This is a hand line, hose line, and then back to road. And if I double click, which is not doing it right now, but generally speaking, you can double click on this and it will delete that line. But it's not doing it right now, but it will once I fix that bug. All right, so anyways, this is basically the update. I got it under 20 minutes. That's pretty good. Yeah, so that is everything that is new that is coming up to the versions. It's going to still take me a while. I really want to just get as much as I can in this one big update, so the whole experience, and just I'm going to need some beta testers, so let me know if you guys are interested to take a look, and that's about it. All right, thank you, take care, bye.